Hi, good morning. How is everyone today? It's Friday in the Matrix Work Week. It's October 7th. And here in New York, I'm coming live from New York. My name is Mary Amy, and this is Living in the Light. In this moment, where it's all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your truest potential, and cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart that you were born with. You were born with this glowing, brilliant light. Oh, that's Elsa. She's right there. She's joining us as always. She's hosting this with me. Well, here we are. We're about to embark on the weekend. I hope that you have some wonderful plans for the weekend, something that will bring light into your life. Maybe you're fulfilling one of your 5 humongous goals, doing something fun, one of your passions, something you love to do. And, right now, I'm sensing that across the globe, there's struggle. It's an energetic struggle that's going on before this new reality that comes into play in this physical realm, in our the 3D linear matrix, as I say, is leaving, and all of the structures and systems are crumbling. And we are seeing a lot of negativity out in the world. We are seeing a lot of deep, complex, situations that have been existing for a very long time, and it's now coming out into the open. And a little bit of it's alarming. I'm concerned at times. However, I am very hopeful, and I do see light on the horizon. And I know that a difficult situation will improve beyond our vision. And so it's about being consistent and being hopeful. And I say thoughts, words, and actions with alignment matter. Our thoughts are so powerful. And as we expand our awareness and we come from a alternate mindset, and we're not coming from the mindset any longer that we are giving up our free will, and we are no longer allowing others to make decisions for us. And we realize that when we're complacent, we're giving away our personal power. So together, we have awakened, and we are the 144,000 light workers and starseeds, and we're here on New Earth Gaia, and we are bringing more light onto the earth, and we are helping and healing the past. And so today we're going to cover topics like incentive, new reality, and plan of action. I have an appointment after this, so it's not going to go beyond an hour because I have someplace that I have to be. But I wanted to come here today because I want to remind you that I'm here and you're worthy, and I'm supportive of you. And also, let's tune inward and have love for ourselves, self-love, like we mentioned yesterday. And that means that we're cherishing ourselves, and we're not going to be criticizing ourselves or comparing us to anyone else out in this physical reality. We just are looking for our own personal happiness. So let's tune in and love ourselves and accept ourselves and trust ourselves and believe that we have a knowing about what's best for us. Now, when we were incarnated on this new Earth Gaia, we had all the information within us. And we weren't given a chance really to explore that. We were put into these systems, the medical, the government, the education, and just this thinking that we should all be rushing. We should all be, like I say, stepping on each other's heads. Get out of the way. I'm getting what I deserve. And this path to self, this service to self. Instead of being concerned about others and love and forgiveness and compassion. And so together we are bringing more light onto the earth, and we are coming together, and we're becoming unified. And so when I say this, and then you then in turn tell someone else, we are going to go past the 10% of awakened. We are headed towards 90%. That's the plan. When we reach 90%, it will be heaven on earth. So incentive. An incentive is a thing that motivates or encourages one to do something. Are you having any incentive? Thank you for joining us. If you're here today on this Friday Matrix Work Week day, and I'm coming from New York, please write in the chat. Tell me where you're from, or just share your own insight and opinions and beliefs. And I hope that you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So an incentive is very crucial and important to kind of moving forward, isn't it? Because when you have an incentive, it's something that actually is driving you to get to the next position, the next place, the next location, and the next situation. So are you experiencing anything that's motivating you right now? Is there something that you would like to accomplish? Can you see your destiny in front of you? Can you keep your eye on the prize? And what will motivate you to continue on that path towards your destiny? There's a lot that can take us off our path. Like I say, if something happens in your personal life, and it could be related to yourself or your family or a friend, or related to what you're doing all day long, maybe, your career, maybe that you have a loss, and maybe it's just that it's a seasonal thing. Sometimes people are really affected by the seasons. I live on the East Coast, and in the winter time and in the fall, it gets very dark. We don't see a lot of sunlight. And so we kind of fall into a place of, we just want to kind of hunker down, hibernate. And when we do that, we are really kind of feeling less excited about life. It's necessary, I guess, because it's a restful time. But if you're someone that is or tends to be sad, or you're alone a lot, or you just have issues that you really are not getting through, and they're just all encompassing, it might be a difficult time spending time in the winter by yourself or in the fall, because it might be rainy, it might be cold, and you don't get outside as much, exercise, and you just kind of get gloom and doom. And so it might be very difficult if you have your 5 humongous goals, or your destiny. You see something that you want, and you say, well, how am I going to get there? And then the weather affects you, just like other people's energy can affect us, and all the frequencies that are coming at us can affect us, and it can change us healthy. We can go from being healthy to being sick, or we can be more susceptible and more vulnerable to illnesses. So, hi, Alexandra Morel. Thank you for joining us from New York. I'm in New York as well. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And so I really am saying to you, like I say the term intention. And I say, before I come on, I do this, and I say, I pull all of Mary together, I pull all of me together, because I want to have a good intention. And a good intention is going to be a commitment to do my best. And so I'm going to bring up the word incentive, because I find that is very specific right now with how we are, going about our lives and what's coming forward for us. Now, I know we can't control anything that's going on out here, can we? We can't control what other people do. We can't control what's going on, out in our atmosphere and our environment when we step outside our homes. We can control this. And that's why I say to you, and I say, consider how important it is when you start your day to have positive thoughts. What is the thought that you see before you? If it was in a sentence before you, are you waking up and saying, oh, this is going to be a really bad day, or I'm not looking forward to this? Now, that might be the case, but why don't we put on top of that one thought a positive thought? Okay, I'm going to do my best. Okay, I'm going to accept that it might be something that I'm uncomfortable with, or I'm not going to love doing it. And then also let's add on top of that another layer of thought, which is, this is where I want to end up. Let's try to overcome your first thought of the day, your second thought of the day being, not so happy. Let's overcome that and give ourselves an incentive. Where is it that you want to go? What do you see that will make you excited and happy? And you say, oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun. What is that for you? That's what you have to figure out. That's really important. And so let's encourage ourselves. Let's figure out an effective way to bring an incentive into our life. Now, we can have social incentives. There's different incentives out there, which is maybe it brings up a better reputation for you. So socially, you might have an incentive. You go out there into the world and you say, well, if I join this group, or I'm at this activity, or I meet this person, I'm going to have a better reputation. There's that kind of incentive. There's an economic incentive, which means that you're going to have material gain. You're going to make some money at it. There's that kind of incentive. So maybe you need that kind of incentive, like, well, I'm going to get up and be really excited for the day because maybe I'm going to bring more monetary success into my life. And maybe that's your avenue. And maybe you might have a moral incentive, which brings more positivity to your conscience, where you say, oh, well, I feel that, you know what, this was a good thing that I did this. It made me feel good. It brought peace into my heart. And I have a calming influence now because I did that specific thing. So there's different incentives that we may have. Now, I don't know which one is appropriate for you, which one will bring you motivation and it will be effective for you. So what are some kind of rewards that you're looking for in an incentive? Maybe it's just that you're going to have someplace that you're going to go, or something that's going to bring more light into your life. So maybe you can consider, it depends on who you're spending time with. And maybe they kind of breach into your insular world and help you to kind of come out of your shell. Maybe it's a certain particular person, or it's a location. Maybe you have more incentive. Like this morning, I went down and I saw the water and the sunlight. And that actually, I needed that. I needed that to keep going because I feel kind of beat up right now. I feel very worn and torn. I don't know if you're feeling that way. And it kind of brings me like almost to a place of tears. Because what happens is we lose our incentive when we feel that we're beat down. And we lose our incentive when we feel as though things aren't going to work out, or we're really trying and it's not going well. And so we need a pop. We need something that's going to pop. So let's figure out ways that we will be motivated and encouraged to get to our destiny. And so what's your carrot that's in front of you that's dangling? And how can you bring that closer into your life? And so that's, we want to have an incentive, we want to have a motivation, but we actually want to get there, don't we? We want to have this new reality come into play and have our destiny come forward. And so I speak about a quantum leap. A quantum leap is instantaneously. We're like, lickety split, we're getting there. And so what and how can that happen? How can we have a quantum leap to our destiny? It's not one thing. It's definitely not one thing. It's going to have to be that you're really believing and making a commitment. You're not telling other people what your destiny is because they might shoot you down, and then you're going to need a lot more incentive and a lot more motivation. So we want to start by not sharing so much until we've kind of have something concrete in the physical reality, because then people will doubt us. They'll say, hey, I thought you were going to do that one thing and you didn't. And why didn't you? It didn't work out. And then you have to explain it to someone. So it's better to kind of have something concrete so then people don't doubt you, and then they add to your frustration. So let's try to figure out how we are going to get to our destiny faster. And so we will have an incentive, which is to reach our destiny, which is to get that prize that we see in front of us. If we can visualize that prize, and what exactly is that? Say it out loud. Imagine it in your head. Be sure that it brings joy to you. And so when we find this within us, it brings us more power. And when we say to ourselves, no matter what, I'm going to get there, that brings us more power. And when we say our mantras, I am brave, I'm strong, I'm courageous, I am patient, that brings us more power. And it's important that we realize that we are worthy, and that there's no reason why we can't have this dream that we want, this beautiful, amazing future. So I'm suggesting to you to make a quantum leap. Like I said, it's not one thing. It's going to be that you have a belief, that you have a willingness to allow this into your life, and you accept it as it comes forward, and you don't give up. Because really, there's no one else wants what you want. They don't really have the gain that you have. Now, in your heart and in your spirit, you might have had something that you thought your whole life, this is what I want. And you think it's impossible, so I'm going to cut out. I'm going to get off this path. I'm never going to get there. And maybe you need to take a moment to reflect, and maybe you need to take a moment to get off your path and to kind of take a breath and just not put so much pressure on yourself. But I'm going to tell you that anything is possible. So as soon as we make a commitment to ourselves, and we maybe write it down, we maybe visualize it, and we spend some time daydreaming, and we spend some time reflecting on how wonderful it would be. As soon as you start to do that, and you allow yourself this, and you don't criticize yourself, and you don't sabotage yourself, there will be indications that this new reality is taking form. This destiny that you want to reach is taking form. And maybe it will come in the form of, maybe you will run into somebody who speaks about it. And maybe it will be that you start to kind of look into it, and then answers come to you. Because every thought is energy, and every step we take towards our destiny is bringing more energy. And when we ask for it to come into our lives, it will. That suggestion, the power of suggestion. Have you ever had moments, like we say, where you're thinking of someone, and then lo and behold, they show up, or they call you, or they message you, or you run into them? It's happening to me more and more. So it must be, even though I'm feeling beat up today, and I'm feeling like, oh my gosh, am I going to get through this another day? I still believe that there's hope. And I'll tell you why, because I'm starting to sense there's lots of synchronicity going on. I mention someone's name, and then they show up. Or I'm thinking of someone, and then I hear from them. or I'm speaking about something, and then next thing I know, all the information that I asked for is apparent. So it's there. It's possible. It's really, really, really important for us to accept ourselves and really put that invisible line around us so that no one can come into our space unless we ask, unless they ask and we give permission, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, because that's how we kind of protect ourselves from all of these frequencies and energies that are coming at us. And we need that for us to get to our destiny. We need to protect ourselves to reach this new reality. And so I believe we can do it. And I say to you, if you ask, you shall receive. That's why I say, if you ask for angels, if you ask for certain elements to come into your life, if you ask for peace, if there's a subject that you're interested in, if you start to inquire about it, it's very funny how all of the information starts to come into your existence, into your physical realm. Now, I know the physical realm is not showing all the changes yet. There's a lot of changes that are going on around the globe energetically, and it takes time for it to manifest physically. Know that. So if you don't feel as though or sense that there's changes going on little by little, then all of a sudden they'll start to surface and you'll say, oh, phew. Well, thank goodness. And you'll forget about the days where you said, I'm having a tough time. You'll forget about the days that you were really, really stressed out and overwhelmed. And then all of a sudden, all the good stuff will come. Hey, Garrett, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Well, we haven't seen you for a while. How have you been? What are you saying? Not doing a great job of protecting my energy. Everybody wants to steal energy. Okay, good. Well, you know that. So that's the first sign, isn't it? Of getting to and you know what? Guess what? Were you always aware that someone was taking your energy? Maybe not. Now you are. So that means that you can sense who is healthy for you to be around. What is the best for Garrett? That's what you should be saying. So Garrett, you're coming from, don't tell me, where are you? You're coming from Boston, Mass. Hey, so we have Alexandra from New York. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Yes, well, it's our responsibility to protect our energy. And you know what? It's actually something that takes time to kind of comprehend, to understand, and to realize, because we aren't taught this. We were never taught to understand our energy. That's something over time, like I say, if you ask for it, you shall receive. So when those who are taking your energy, maybe that they are energy vampires, maybe they don't realize they're taking it, maybe they're just you're a fragile being. We're all fragile beings. And if someone's taking your energy, maybe they just have a lot of need. They are needing someone to share all of their difficulties with, and it's exhausting. How are you doing this Friday? I've been really busy just trying to slow down. Yes, today I was sharing that I'm having a little bit of a rough patch. Well, I didn't say that, but now I am, because I feel a little bit beat up. And that happens when you get off, when you're out of your energetic pattern and you start to take on new responsibilities or new projects. And I've been doing some new projects. Like today I have one coming up, and I'm doing videos with 2 other hosts. And so that, I have that. And then I did a live the other day with another host. And then I have my personal stuff. So yeah, but I'll rest. It's the weekend. I hope we all can rest. If you're not working or you have someplace you have to be, take time, spend time in nature, just have some peace. Like I said, like tune into yourself and if someone's taking your energy away, then maybe take a break from it. And that's the healthiest thing that you can do. A lot of time people don't realize, and if someone's injured, then, and you're around them and you're susceptible to energies, and you don't realize, put light around yourself, visualize light around yourself, then it can harm you. And it's not on purpose. Is Teresa, is a day to, yes. So this new reality that's coming, we've created an incentive, haven't we? We've decided we're going to motivate and encourage ourselves to reach our destiny and have a quantum leap. And so when we quantum leap to our destiny, we are going to live in the moment. We are going to visualize what we want. We're going to see it. It's like we're going to look at it. It's going to be like in like a multi-dimensional view of what we want. And we're going to give it energy, and we're going to give it focus and concentration, and we're going to believe in it. We're going to believe that we can accomplish this and we can reach our destiny. And we are going to say to ourselves, well, when I reach this destiny, this is how it's going to benefit me. And these are the rewards I'm going to have. And we're not going to give up. Don't give up. Anything is possible. And if you have this and you imagine this within you, then it's possible. If you can see in your mind, in your third eye, your mind's eye, this destiny, then you're able to accomplish it. Okay, so this new reality that's coming, it's really important that we begin to prepare. Now, I've spoken about awakening and how we're awakening and the masses are awakening. And so when the masses are awakening, there's a lot going on there. Because when it's like when you awakened, when you all of a sudden you realized 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4, it equals F. And why am I saying that? Because there's a lot of information out there and a lot we've been hearing and seeing. And it just doesn't add up. And it's not good for us. And there's no reassurance it's going to go away. And so what's happened is we've awakened. We've realized that there's another reality out there. Like I say, we're from a pack of rebels, not the rebels that create havoc, the rebels that realize there's another reality. And so for a while, like I say, we are going to be like owls. Owls can see in the dark. We are going to be seeing in the dark. We're going to have to learn to see in the dark because it's unknown. When this new reality comes in and starts to take form, because it will, know that. Because 10% of the globe is awakened, which means it's on its way, which means all of the structures, all of the systems that we were raised in and that we've known, when they leave, we are going to be faced with creating a new reality. So here we are. I'm here to share with you. It will be okay. There's no fear that needs to be taken up. We don't need to worry about this. It's going to be beautiful. The evil will leave, completely leave. They're on their way out. They're in the dumpster. They're leaving. There's no place for them here. Between good and evil, good has triumphed. This is a spiritual war. It's taken place in another realm. We can only see 1% of this physical reality. That's all our eyes can see. So the other 99%, what do you think's been going on? When you go to sleep at night and you travel to an astral realm, if you wake up and you're exhausted, you probably were in the midst of a battle. Now, I say when you go to sleep, it's very important that you go to love so that you won't have your energy taken from you. You won't be experiencing dark forces or evil, and they won't try to take your energy. So we must go to sleep and we must think love, 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 love across the board. That must be our last thought before we doze off into sleep. And then when we wake up, hopefully we don't have anything dark that came into our realm. into our sleeping state. So this new reality that's taking form, you're going to start to see. It's going to be like a garden, when you plant a seed. And we say that, did you plant a seed? If people give you an idea about something, maybe they planted a seed. Well, we are planting seeds across the globe. The 144 are planting seeds. That's why I'm here. I'm a light worker. I was incarnated here on this new earth for this very moment. It's a very exciting moment. Now, I always knew that there was something different about me, and maybe you sensed that about yourself. And I knew that I was supposed to be doing something eventually for the masses. And so I'm here. Now I'm just taking up a little space. I'm just a little channel on YouTube. Do I know that that's going to make a difference? It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to try. This is my mission. I'm supposed to be here. Because for those who have awakened from their slumber, and they realize that there's another possibility of another reality, that we don't have to live in these systems and in this linear world that's enslaved us. Do you have free will? Have you had free will? Are you entitled to your own decisions and your own expression? Are you scared about telling people what you think? That's not free will. That's programming. That's conforming. So we're getting out of that way of thinking, and we're going to create this new reality. So as we plant these seeds across the globe, and as we water these seeds and sun comes onto these seeds, this new reality is going to start to take form, and you will see it. You will see it. Now, I don't know how quickly it's going to happen. I know that evil was really trying to hunker down, and they were trying to pressure us to do a lot faster because they're in fear, because they know this timeline, this new reality that's taking form is one. And so they thought, last licks. And like I always say, the cat on the windowsill hanging on, because they don't want to be defeated, but they already have. So this new reality that we are discovering, that's being introduced, it hasn't existed before, has it? Maybe it has in the form of Tartaria. If you look up the word Tartaria, it was a lost civilization. So this new reality that's recently coming into existence, this state of being, we will have to be thinking a different way. All of us will. Is it going to be easy? Not at first, because we're used to everyone telling us what to do. We're not used to having free will. We're not used to being sovereign. And what we think happens as quickly as it can. But more of us are becoming awakened. And so as more of you come online, and what do I mean by that? Well, the more you realize that there's another reality out there, there's an expanded awareness, a higher consciousness, and you're thinking about love, forgiveness, compassion, service to others, everything you want is going to come forward faster, not slower, faster. And so this new reality is going to be less about stuff, less about material stuff, probably nothing related to money, because it's going to be about us, our feelings, our emotions, our passions, our fulfillment, love. And so this new reality, this new state of being is going to be real, not random. And we're going to physically experience it. Now, like I said, at first, it's going to be a little bit disarming. You're going to say, whoa, because you're going to have to wrap your brain around it. It's not going to be difficult, though. It's going to be easier than you think. Easier than you can imagine, because everything's going to resonate with you. It's going to feel good. Now, the loss will be that it's not going to be known to you anymore. Like I said, you're going to be an owl. You're going to be learning to see in the dark. You're going to be more tuned into your feelings and emotion. It's going to be a world to interact with. And we're going to experience new creations. in this world. And so is it an imagined place? Well, it would have been imagined, and then eventually it's going to be something that is going to become real. Anyone who's joining us, please tell us in the video where you're from, and I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. There's going to be no knowledge of evil. Evil is going to no longer exist. Souls will be living in harmony, ideal conditions. Doesn't this sound like a great reality? A beautiful location, pleasurable to the senses, aesthetically pleasing, a development of living things. There'll be chirping birds, blue skies, cloudless, and vivid, vibrant colors. And that is going to be the new reality. And so I'm asking you, and I'm speaking to you about this because the more that you can imagine this new reality, then the more it will take form and the faster it will come into our physical existence. So imagine the most beautiful world, close your eyes, and take away any doubt you have. Like I said, when you're doing a reading of someone, when you're doing some kind of telepathy or mind reading, or you're doing one of the exercises for your intuitive skills, take away any doubt. Because as soon as you get into all this too much thinking, then you ruin it. Thoughts are very powerful. We will create this new reality. And so what is your new reality going to be? Well, you're going to have to create a plan of action. You will have to have a plan of action. Just like any other reality, there will be not structures necessarily or systems, but it will be a way of living. We will create a new way of living, and it will be exciting. And so maybe it will look like this. Maybe it will look like heaven on earth, like with angels floating around. Maybe we will all see angels. Maybe more of our vision will come into play. It won't be 1% that we see 0.0035. Maybe we'll see angelic forms. I see angelic beings in my third eye. Maybe we'll wake up and we'll see them all around us. That is possible. When you go to a higher consciousness, a higher vibration, another dimension, when you reach beyond the fifth dimension, a higher consciousness, there is no evil. That's where only love exists. The fourth and fifth, beyond the third, is where we're headed right now. Now, I don't know if you're already there. Now, here's some little cherubs. Are we going to be meeting up with cherubs in the new reality? So this plan of action that is going to be your personal preference is going to be a detailed intention. You're going to arrange it. You're going to design it yourself. It's going to be organized. And it's going to be something that you're going to take into your thoughts, your mind, your spirit, and your heart. And you're going to have a knowing that this is possible. Now, if this is resonating with you, then you're on the awakened path. You're considering this to be a possibility, because where else can everything go? It's like anything. When you knock down something, right, and there's energy, the energy is going to take another form. So all of us that have been living in these structures and systems, we've been putting all of our energy into the structures and systems. And when they are gone, where is our energy going to go? What form is it going to take? Like when we create our ball of light, we're creating energy. What is the form that this energy is going to take? Our thoughts are going to take on what form in the physical reality? So a course of what will be done is going to be your plan of action. You're going to have a detailed plan of action for your objective and goal. You're going to maybe make a list. Maybe you're going to write it down. Maybe you're just going to think about it. Maybe your plan of action will be visual. So you're going to see it. And that's how you identify with it. Maybe you're someone who has to write everything down. Well, this is what my new reality is going to be. Maybe you're going to start to dream about it. Because as soon as we start to ask for, it comes into our life. So it's going to be your deepest desires, your dreams, and your wishes. And that is going to be your plan of action. Whatever it is for you, it's a personal preference. So here we go. Here's a list. It's going to have a destined outcome. What is necessary? What are the steps? What are the tasks that you have to do or want to do? You're going to identify what's needed. You're going to visualize the plan, and you're going to imagine light around it. You're going to imagine light around your plan. So, for example, what am I talking about exactly? Plan of action. Well, to create this new reality, this destiny, you must have a plan. You must be thinking of different steps to get there, right? Like, for example, I'm having these other two hosts this afternoon. Did I just say, okay, I see the other two hosts, I'm going to quantum leap to that? Well, yes, I did say that, but I also had to take the steps. I had to contact them. I had to find them. I had to cast them. Then I had to have a format of what we're talking about. Do you see? So that is my plan of action. So let's say your plan of action. Hey, Tommy, how are you? Good morning. So let's say your plan of action is, now I don't create things. I can't be a builder. But let's say your plan is, your destiny is to build this magnificent home. Are you going to say, I'm seeing the home, I'm going to quantum leap to the home? Yes, you can visualize it and you can say that. However, you're going to have steps, right? You're going to need the materials. You're going to have a plan. You're going to find the location. And you're going to probably need someone who's going to help you design it. So those are your steps. And it's a process. And that's how it is when you have a plan of action. So you're going to have a destined outcome. What is necessary, your steps, your tasks. You're going to identify what is needed. You're going to visualize the plan. And then you're going to put light all around it. Because it's going to happen for you. Your new reality is taking form as we are sitting here right now, in this moment. It's taking form. And why? Because ideas are flowing through your mind. And as ideas flow, there's energy. And they have a vibration. And they're going to take on form in some way. So you're going to tell no one. You're going to believe it's possible. You're going to release any doubt. 1,000,000% you can accomplish whatever you want because you're thinking of it. It's meant to be. If it's within you, of course you can do it. Hey, Joe Hollywood. Hi. Thanks for joining us. So you're coming from Colorado Springs. We have Garrett here today, and he's coming from Boston, Mass. I'm from New York. You're from Colorado Springs. Here we are. Well, thanks for joining us, Joe Hollywood. We've spoken about having an incentive. We've spoken about encouraging and motivating thoughts, what encourages you, what motivates you. We've spoken about creating a new reality, how this new reality that's coming into play, this new reality that's never existed, a world to interact with, no injustice, no knowledge of evil, souls living in harmony. And now we're creating a plan of action. And so your plan of action, you're not going to tell anyone. Shh, no one. Shh, you're not going to tell anyone. Because without realizing, people can really ruin our plans. They don't mean to, And like Garrett said, maybe you'll feel as though they're taking your energy away. If you tell someone your plan, like, hey, guess what I'm going to do? And then they say something negative. Oh, I know so many people that failed at that, or that's impossible. I'm going to tell you that I used to audition, and they would say, it's a numbers game. Out of 20 auditions, you're going to get one job. So I learned to be rejected. And guess what? Those weren't the right jobs for me. But I learned something at everything I went to. And so anything is possible. So take away any doubt. Zippity-doo-dah, it's out of your brain. No doubt. So let's adjust to up to the minute changes with our plan. So maybe we have a plan and we start to think, we start to say, that's what I'm going to do. Here it is. Here's my plan step by step. But as we get into creating this new reality, this new destiny, we find that, well, that didn't go well. So that was a learning experience. So we make an adjustment. But let's accept ourselves and let's accept this plan of action. So I'm hoping that today, on this October 7th in the Matrix Work Week, on this Friday, that you decide to begin again. If you're having a rough patch like I was, even if you're not having a tough time, just let's begin again in this moment. Let's release any thought attachments, any beliefs, that big sack of attachments that you might have that's connected to you, that's taking the life out of you. These beliefs that aren't servicing us right now, let's let go of them. And let's light up our hearts and our spirits. And let's tune in and give ourselves love. Let's cherish ourselves. Let's decide that we're worthy and that we're going to have personal happiness. We are going to have serenity. And we're going to believe that we can reach our destiny. We can have a new reality and there will be peace on earth. And let's allow new energy to come into our life that's positive, opportunities, maybe a new friend. So if you feel stuck, and you say, I really can't budge, Mary, this sounds all well and good, but I don't know how that's ever going to happen for me. I can't do that. So I'm going to say to you, I'm here supporting you. And if you're listening to me, and if you're joining in on this video today, and you've joined us, then there's hope, of course, because you're asking for it to come into your life. And so the more that we ask, the more that we visualize, the more that we see in our own mind, hopeful moments, they will come. So maybe it's like you need some kind of spark in your heart. Maybe you ask for a miracle, divine intervention. Say, hey, angels out there, come into my world, come into my existence, and ask for them. Because the more that I've spoken about angels, I'm telling you right now, the better my life has become. Because if I felt shameful about something, if I had regrets, I accepted myself more because it was like allowing me to be me. So maybe it's just simply that you must accept yourself and not deny who you are. Now, it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't matter what job you have, what the identity out there in the world. They say, well, if you're only one of these occupations, then you're worthy. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Because you're worthy. You are a talented being when you came onto this earth. Like I say, what are your 3 characteristics that make you genuine, authentic? Because you have at least 3. You probably have 100 that make you a magnificent being of light, that you are worthy, you are beautiful, you are lovely. And it might just be that you ask, can I have some like-minded beings come into my life, someone that I can chat with and feel like I'm okay? Because we can get really lost. We can get really lost when we have all these frequencies and energies coming at us on the television, which is really just entertainment. We speak about that. We say the television is just to have fun. You can't take anything seriously on the television because We can watch the news, we can watch the media, but that is programming. That is information that is paid for. There's advertisers, like we say, it's a show. Now, if I can't see it right here in this physical reality or stepping out of my house, how do I know that it's to be true? Because they have special effects, CGI, holograms, holographs. They have all of these ways of tricking us because they make films. They've been making movies forever. So we can't really burden ourselves with what's going on in the television because that's supposed to be entertainment. We have to really say, what's going on in my physical reality? This is all I can control, right? Me as a person in this moment. So why don't we just say, I've got to let go of all of this stuff out here and whatever they're saying, because I really am having a tough time right now and I need to just tune into what I can do because I have to survive. We spoke about survival of the fittest. And so you must survive this. You must survive this world and this new reality that's coming, because when it comes, it's going to be a joyful place. It's coming. It's going to rise up. Like I said, the garden. We're planting seeds all over the globe. More are becoming awakened. You have to hang on. Stay with me. Stay with us. United Network News is the real news. Oh, I've never heard of that. UNN? Where is that? Where is that, Joe Hollywood? What's United Network News? Huh. Now, I know that I did this interview, and I know Kevin Moore has International Spiritual News Network, but I didn't know there was something called United Network News. Well, good. Thanks for sharing that today. I'll have to write that down. Okay, so before I go, I just want to say I'm not going to be here on Monday because I have an appointment, and so I won't make it. I'm not going to try to make it. Maybe I'll make it. But I'm going to say right now I'm not, because I don't want to disappoint anyone. You know, I don't want to disappoint you, and I want good things for you. And to my best ability, I will be here every day at 11 until I can't. I'll be here at other times, but for right now. But again, I won't be here on Monday. So I'm going to do my best, but I won't be here on Monday. So everyone, I'm sending you light, and I'm wishing good things for you. And oh, that was Elsa. Elsa, I just heard you, and that was a delayed response. Little Elsa's on the couch. She's hidden in the pillows. And so let's all discover what encourages us and motivates us, and realize what's our incentive to move forward to this new reality on New Earth Gaia. And let's hang on together. We're a group here. We are enlightened and we're awakened, and we together, us light workers and star seeds, the 144 and awakened beings who've come onto this timeline, the late timeline arrivals. You've come at the 11th hour, but together we have personal power and we have energy that we can create. I guess what I'll do is, I'm not going to do a visualization because I'm out of time, but I will do a ball of light if you're interested. And anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So we're going to rub our hands together before we go, because we're just going to bring light here. We're going to bring light into this physical reality. The more light we bring, the more that become awakened. We can't wait for the solar flash. We can't wait for disclosures. We have to create this new reality right here. We have to plant the seeds all over the globe together, because every bit of energy and light matters on this earth. Okay, so we're rubbing our hands together, right? Because good will prevail. And we're rubbing our hands together. Now, if you took any medication, like I say, you're not going to feel it necessarily, the vibration on your hands. So we're going to separate our hands. So you should feel some kind of vibration on your palms. So we're bringing light here on this earth. Now, when we say we're creating a ball of light, if this is all that works for you, fine. But if you want, you can cup your hands and you bring light here onto this earth. We're creating a ball of light before I go, because we're almost at an hour. And so we're going to see. So, what do we see? Now, do we want to imagine ourselves inside the ball of light? Do we want to imagine ourselves inside the ball of light? And what kind of senses do you have? If you tune into yourself inside the ball of light, imagine yourself, maybe you need to close your eyes, and that helps you. And what do you see inside the ball of light? For me, I have to do it with my eyes open because I've just been doing this so long. But if you feel that it's better for you to be inside the ball of light with your eyes closed and that works, then do that. And so the reason why I'm doing this is because, like I said, we're working on our intuitive skill sets, psychic phenomenon, telepathy, and realizing our thoughts and others' thoughts. Now, I spoke about synthetic telepathy, how they can go in and they can hear our thoughts. And I don't know if these chips in the brain is what they're going to use to get in, or they can do it without that. But I know the government, the military gave University of California $4 million for synthetic telepathy. Okay, so back to our ball of light. So are you inside the ball of light and you're seeing outside the ball of light? Can you reach, if you're inside the ball of light, can you reach your hand out? And what do you see? So outside the ball of light, I think I see heaven on earth. Outside the ball of light, I see this new reality that's coming. Let me tune in and I see animals walking around. What do you see? Tell me in the chat when we're done. I tend to see this in my third eye. I tend to see this white fence, and I don't know why that is, but I see this white fence most of the time. I see wildlife. I just saw a bear. So let's really, really allow ourselves to connect to all of our senses, our hearing, our sight, our smell, our taste, and our feeling, our knowing. What kind of knowing do you have about what we're doing right now? Is this resonating with you? Or are you saying, this isn't something that works for me? Write in the chat and tell me, because the ball of light is a way of bringing light on the earth, but it's also a way of creating energy. It's a way of tuning in. And if you have the vibrations, then you're sensing that on your hands, right? So if you're sensing that on your hands, you're aware. It's bringing more awareness. And it's just also expanding, like reaching out beyond, like, oh, this is kind of crazy that she's doing a ball of light. But it's also a way, you can have that mindset, but it's a way of expanding your consciousness. It's about way of maybe projecting yourself to another realm. Like I say, when we sleep in our sleeping life, are we projecting to astral realm, to another existence? What's your dream-like state taking you to? Okay, so this ball of light, here it is. And I just see a lot of nature. What does it smell like? It always goes to metal for me. What do I hear? I hear a lot of ruffling, like moving of things. I heard just a roar. What are you hearing in your ball of light? If you're in your ball of light. Oh, there's Elsa. Elsa, what are you hearing in your ball of light? What do you think? She's so funny. Okay. So that's about it for today. I'm going to put my hands together. And so let's practice this. Now, yesterday, before I go, I want to mention we spoke about mind reading. And we really spoke about how that you want to do that with a friend. And when you do that with a friend, maybe sit across from the friend or close by. And you're going to obviously get permission. Can I have permission to read your mind? And then you're going to ask your friend to be thinking of a story or something that's happened to them. And while they're thinking about that, you're going to have a piece of paper and you're going to start writing down whatever impressions you have. Now, the impressions might be a sensation, a sound, an experience, a mental picture, an image, a symbol, a number. So just write it down, and that will be that's your next step for your intuitive abilities, mind reading. Okay, so I'm going to go now. Everyone have a wonderful day. I'll be back on Tuesday, and I'm sending you light. I'm spinning light. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. And today we covered incentive, new reality, and plan of action. Okay, I'm spinning light, and you're in the middle of it because we're going to quantum leap to your destiny, and you're going to make a wish. And I want good things for you. I'm sending you light and love. And I know this new reality that's coming onto our earth is going to be a world with no injustice, ideally perfect, and it's going to be beautiful. Okay, everyone, be well.